Welcome to the Severe Media Network. This video is about African American culture. Do African Americans have a culture? What is it? Does the majority of African Americans celebrate white supremacy over African American history and accomplishments? If you like the commentary, don't forget to click the like button below, comment, subscribe, and share with friends. Developing African American culture for ADOS. Culture is what you celebrate or practice as a group consistently. What is African American culture? Some would say it is hip-hop and R&B, but the reality is that music is a form of entertainment. It can be considered a part of a culture, but it cannot be the absolute definition. The African American culture must be developed. We must begin to celebrate our ancestors and practice a uniform code of enlightenment within our households and our communities in the U.S. As we expand as a nation from a slave mentality into an independent nation, our culture must be defined. Something that we can use as a unifier amongst ourselves and our unique identity and contribution to the world. Today, for this video, I would suggest 3 traditions that we could implement to begin with. There will be more to come in the near future. Nat Turner Day, October 2nd. We celebrate the birth of Nat Turner. Being an African American warrior, we will acknowledge his contributions and sacrifice of his life by engaging in war games. There should be fireworks on this day. This is a family affair. The family members go to the public park or a wide property, put on war paint, and play war games like Manhunt. A game where there's 2 sides. One side hunts the other. Once they see an opponent, they chase and capture them by holding them and saying Manhunt 1, 2, 3 3 times. Then that opponent is out. It continues until every opponent is captured and vice versa. The family can play a multitude of games including paintball, laser tag, and dodgeball, etc. The family can barbecue or have a home-cooked meal. Before eating a meal, the family should pray that we never have to go to war, but if we do, that God and the spirit of our ancestors are with us and that we are victorious. Harriet Tubman, the mother of freedom, January 29th. We celebrate the birth of Harriet Tubman. On this day, we celebrate our queen warriors, our mothers, our strong female ancestors, and our women. We let off fireworks on this day. We play war games as a family. We present gifts to our women and girls. We get a stick or a tree branch and each family member steps over it. It signifies crossing over into freedom. We discuss who Harriet Tubman was and we answer the question, what does freedom mean to you? We eat a meal and we pray to God to give thanks to our ancestors who sacrificed to free us from bondage. Revolutionary Day, September 23rd. We celebrate our revolutionaries. September 23rd is the birth of George Jackson. We recognize George and Jonathan Jackson for their superior courage against immeasurable odds and their ultimate sacrifice. On this day, we dress as our favorite revolutionaries. We engage in a discussion or a speech given by a family member or friend that details the struggles of the time and where we are to go in the future. We dance. We can have a parade, but that is optional. By celebrating our ancestors, we pay our respects to our unique experience and acknowledge the identity of our people and the contributions that was made to humanity. Our story is a story of freedom. Celebrating these days should be a reflection of the strength that African Americans possess and a reminder of what unites us all. Most African Americans only celebrate white supremacy. For example, holidays like Thanksgiving is a celebration of European accomplishment. Thanksgiving marks a time where Anglo-Saxons slaughtered Native Americans and conquered their lands. What does that have to do with African Americans? It gave rise to the colonizers' need for servants, which resulted in our enslavement. Therefore, celebrating this particular holiday is an insult to our ancestors and our experience in the United States. We must realize that we are a spiritual people, and whenever we celebrate something, we invest our spirit into it. Our participation is a reflection of a confused and mentally enslaved people. In our thirst to shape our identity, we have taken on multiple traditions that does not reflect our unique experience. We have worn dashikis and African garb in our search to connect with our roots. We have adopted many different religions and imitated many other ethnicities because of our need for belonging in an effort to find ourselves. We were soul searching, looking for something that was missing, when the answer was within ourselves. The reality is our roots are planted in our ancestors that gave birth to a new race of people, us, the United States of African Americans. We have a rich history and many strong ancestors to celebrate. We do a great disservice to ourselves and our ancestors by ignoring the monumental contributions that we've made to humanity. We come from a lineage that is arguably the strongest people to walk the earth. And for that, we should be proud. We do not need to look outside of our experience to attach ourselves to in an effort to gain acceptance into a culture that we cannot identify. Instead, we celebrate our experience and our leaders, and we share that with the world. The United States of African Americans. Let's talk about this. Leave your comments at the bottom of the screen and share this video with friends and family. This is the Severe Media Network signing off. Have a blessed and productive day. Peace, Almighty.